Are you okay?
1 second. Hi, Masters. Namaste. Good morning or good evening, everyone. This is Lavanya. I live in Australia. I'll be the host for this session with divine blessings of Dr. Brahmashi Subhash Patriji and Swarna Malak Patriji. Let us start our today's session. I would like to welcome back to the Divine Breath YouTube channel, Australia initiative of Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. So our Senior Pyramid Master, Prasanna Medisetti, I started narrating this book, The Power of Now, for the past 6 weeks. So let me just give you a quick recap about our previous session. So last session was about clock time versus psychological time, where clock time is like where you can set your goals or you can plan your goals, whereas psychological time is all about your emotions related to it, either it might be in past or future. For example, guilt, non-forgiveness, all these negative emotions and sufferings come from psychological time. Enlightenment people always give attention to the present moment only. So never criticize yourself or others. When you are in the present moment, you are liberated from past and future. So use your sense organs to bring you into this present moment. This is what we have learned in the last session. With this, friends, please join me in welcoming our Senior Pyramid Master, Prasanna Garu. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lavanya, for the quick recap. Yeah, we have seen in detail, in length, of psychological time versus clock time. A very clear picture that was given when we have to use past experience, when we have to plan for future, and when not to do it, using that example, right? So all the problems are illusions of the mind. In this session, we will start. All the problems are illusions of our mind. So when we think that there is no problem, that problem is just the illusion of our mind. If we can come out of that illusion, then there's no problem. How do you feel it? There's no problem in your life. You're just imagining. If I say that, if you come out of that illusion, it's an illusion, right? It's not the truth. So if you come out of the illusion, then how do you feel? You feel lighter, isn't it? You feel lighter. There is a burden that is lifted from our shoulders because we are always thinking about something, fearing about something, then we are actually feeling that burden. When it feels, when it is, there is no problem, then you feel heavy lifted. Your sense, you feel that sense of lightness, you feel so clear. Your problems are still waiting. You may say, but still my problems are still waiting for me, aren't they? They have been solved. So am I not actually, by saying this, am I not temporarily evading them? By just saying that time is an illusion, am I not temporarily evading them? So you feel yourself, suppose once you understand that you found yourself in that paradise of time of present now, it would be no longer that your mind says yes, because if you are not experiencing the power of now, you will say that, yes, I'm just going to the class and I'm saying everything is illusion and coming out of it, all my problems are waiting. Okay. But once you experience it, right? Once you ultimately this is not about solving your problems, right? We are not saying that oh, after this session, Brother Lavanya, if you are staying in power of now, then your problem will be solved. I didn't say that. Your problem will not be solved, but you will solve that problem with more ease. Anyway, you have to solve the problem. Your life, your problem, my life, my problem. We have to solve it. There is no question about it. But the thing is, when you are staying in the present moment, you will solve it very easily, with at ease. It is realizing that it's also realizing that there is no problem at that moment. Only there are situations are coming up. They are not the problem. Suppose tomorrow, after this session, because you are in the morning, Sunday morning, you got up and sat here. The first problem itself, Sunday also, we need to get up and do that. Is it a problem or a situation? It's a situation that you choose to do it. Yes, isn't it? It is not the problem. If you say that, oh my God, I need to get up at 5:30, get ready, and be there by 6 o'clock. If you think it is a problem, then it is a problem. If you are thinking that this is a situation that I have just invited, same thing for me also, right? So on Sunday also, post lunch, I can just simply take rest. Okay. And why in the world I have to go now, prepare and go? If I think that way, it's a problem. But if I enjoying that what I'm doing it, let me do some kind of interesting job that I love to do it. In that case, I feel that is a happiness. So this is a situation. How you take it is the thing. Whether you are taking it as a problem, burden, or you are taking it as a thing. The other day, in one of the interview, people are asking, how do you get the energy to do many things? It is not that I'm getting an energy. I'm doing the things which are giving me energy. Which means I'm doing the things which I like to do or which I love to do it. That's where you are getting energy. You will get energy. I clearly see the difference. The days that I'm working as a professor to the days that I'm working as a program manager or whatever it is, right? So here, that the professor profession is the one that I choose, love to do it. So I chose it. But this was forced upon me somehow. The situations forced on me. So 8 hours job I will do because I wanted to stay in the present moment and I want to earn money and I need to have a money to pay my bills. I need to have money to pay my kids' tuition or college or whatever it is. So these are all the needs and wants, isn't it? So that time we will do it, but that's not my passion. So what will happen when manager or somebody is asking you to stretch for the couple of hours more, you feel so frustrated, isn't it? Whereas for all the 3 or 4 classes I take every week and I prepare for them after the session, I did I prepare dinner and then prepare and then go ahead. These are why I'm choosing this is where my heart and my passion, my love belongs to. In this case, whatever you do, right, you don't feel you're not, this is not a paid job, this is not anything. It's not giving me anything materialistically, but it is giving you some satisfaction that you are doing something that of interest to you. So this is where how you take it as a problem or just the situation. In life, whatever that we are facing is just the situations. After this session, you may have to get up your kid, you may have to feed him some breakfast, you may have to send him to some class. By the time they all come back from the classes, you may have to prepare lunch. These are all the situations. It's not the burdens at all. If you feel that, oh my God, I need to do that, I need to do this. One of my aunt is there. She will say that, oh, morning, I need to get up. I need to put the milk on the stove and then boil the milk and then come out of it. So the way that she explains, I feel like tired. Oh my God, this lady is doing this many tasks. Okay, so that's the kind of the thing that you take it, right? How you take it. in the life situations. So these are all the situations that we need to deal with it, or you need to deal. So when you are in the power of now, the present moment, you deal with, okay, this time I have to do this, you will do it. You will not feel that it is a burden. Problems are mind-made problems. The problem is getting up in early, do that, do this. Whatever my aunt is doing she's creating that mind-made. If I sit and ask, okay, Penny, if you don't do this, what else you want to do it? Morning you won't get up. One day you won't get up. 2 days you won't get up. How many days you will keep on sleeping, right? You have to get up someday. So when you have to drink a coffee, you need to boil milk. Why do you think it is a problem? Don't you love your husband? Don't you love your kids to give their coffee or tea? You love them. There's no mother will say, I don't love, I'm just doing it. So they will love. So when you are doing that with love, why are you making it as a problem? At that time, I don't have all this knowledge to ask her. Okay. But if we question ourselves, this is all the things that we are dealing with the situations. You cannot survive without those activities, without dealing with those situations. The situations will come, but only thing is focus always the now. Then you will not see that as a problem. You will see that as a moment. That moment, something came, you deal with it. That's all. Okay. It is impossible to have a problem when your attention is fully now. You will not see that problem when your attention is fully now. Now I have to do my class. Okay. Now Lavanya has to get up and make it host, disclaimer, all the things that you have to do. This is the moment that you choose to do it. Not that somebody has imposed on it you. So when you have to do that thing, you will feel that as a moment. You will fully concentrate on that moment and do it. Isn't it? In that case, you will not see the problem. If you feel that as a burden, then only it is a problem. So in situation, you deal with it, accept it, say yes, and then move on. If you feel that it is a problem and you are dealing into the problem, life feels challenging. Every day to get up in the morning, it will be a challenge. Every Sunday, I need to get up at 5:30 and make it ready. It will be a challenge for you. After a few days, you feel that why in the world that I need to do it? If you feel that it is a problem, then you will not be able to do it. So that is why at least a few things, do the things that you love to do it. That gives you energy. In a day, do some things that you love to do it. It gives you energy. Don't do the things because for the sake of situations that you are dealing with, right? It is not. When you are focusing fully on that, why in the meditation you are getting energy? You are totally focusing on that moment, focusing on your breath. You are not thinking anything. You are not distracting. Isn't it? Don't be in the thoughtless state, they'll say. It's not be in the thoughtless state. You cannot, because this is a one uncommon thing, right? So when you say that be in the thoughtless state, one person will come to the meditation and 3 days, 4 days, 1 week, 1 month, he'll do it. And he'll say, I'm not getting a thoughtless state, I give up. It's not that. In the meditation, you will not get it. When you 30, 40 years of life, when you are fully involved in the thoughts, right? You will not go into the thoughtless state, but observe what kind of thoughts you are getting it. And do not give energy to those thoughts. When you are sitting idle, close your eyes and clasp your hands and sitting like this. So what is the thought you are getting? Observe it. So when you are observing it, then if you give the energy, suppose if I sit like this, so Lavanya is thinking, now I need to get up my son and then do the session, the class and the class. This is what it is. So immediately what class, how much drive, do I need to drive? Can I ask my husband? I need to do the breakfast. So it is a link of thoughts. Linkage, right? One after the other, one after the other. So if I say that, if you when the thought comes that I need to get up myself, okay, after this session, right? So leave that thought alone. Leave the thought alone. You are not giving any energy. If you are giving energy, thought goes on, goes on, goes on. So what will happen is in the meditation, as you are just leaving those thoughts, the gap between the thought to thought will start. The moment you are doing regular practice, the moment of thought to thought in the gap will get increased. The gap between the thought to thought is the one where you are drawing your cosmic energy. Okay. When you are drawing your cosmic energy, maybe I'm just deviating a bit, but when you are drawing in the cosmic energy, what is happening? It is actually going into your nadis. Right? It's going into your nadis. When it is going into the nadis, Ida Pingala Nadi, it will go initially. So when it is going to Ida Pingala, because you're observing your breath, right? And drawing the cosmic energy. Ida Pingala Nadi, when they got activated, all the channels are connected to Ida Pingala. Every channel. So when all the channels got activated, then what will happen next? The chakras, the Nadi junctions will be aligned. When Nadi junctions are aligned means the chakras are aligned. When the chakras are aligned, still you are doing a meditation. All the energy was filled up, you are very good. Then what will happen? That energy goes into the in-between Nadi, that is Sushumna. When it goes into the Sushumna, there is a coil energy that is under that, the Kundalini or whatever. So that serpent energy will come up. That will reach to the Sahasrara. When it is reached to Sahasrara, that's where you feel that Tattvamasi or Aham Brahmasmi state. So when you are doing all this, everywhere, the point is staying in the present. If you are staying in that breath moment, staying in the present continuously when you are doing, this all is happening. Okay. When all this is happening, by just staying in the present moment means, so it is not that after 1 hour you don't, no problem is solved or no situation is changed. You still need to do that. But you will be able to do with more ease, more energy, more the thing. There are so many people you can see that without coffee, my day will not start. Have you heard this? I can't start my day without coffee. But if with the meditators, when they do meditation in the morning, right? The moment you do that meditation, you will get that energy kind of thing. And you don't need your coffee in the morning. You can start your day. You may be having a coffee in between. I'm not saying it's wrong. But you will not feel like without coffee, my day will not start. You have got that kind of energy already. So this is an extra stimulant that they are giving into their body, but we are giving interstimulant. Okay. So everything that you are unconsciously or conscious, whatever that dwelling, right? The normal is, so you feel that the mind unconsciously loves the problem. Our mind unconsciously loves the problem because they give identity to that kind of thoughts. Oh, I solved that problem. I solved this problem. That is, unconsciously you are identified with your thing, isn't it? You are identifying with your thing. Suppose, what are you? If you ask me, what are you? Initially, I cannot say I will not say. Do I say that I am a soul? I'm a speck of the supreme consciousness. I will not say, right? Who are you? Then Prasanna. What are you doing? Means again, if you ask what are you, I may say that I'm a mom, daughter of so and so, has a wife of so and so. I'm a mom of so and so. I have 2 kids, or I may say that I'm just doing my program manager at Citibank, or I may say that, oh, I also do this translation. I recently did that. I'll say that I'm teaching so many books. So these are all the things that are identifying with the task. I'm identifying with the kind of task or the moments that I'm dealing with. But is it actually the me? It is not me. If I'm actually the supreme, if I'm actually having that kind of jnana, when you ask like who are you, I have to say that I'm a being like all of you. Every one of us are a being, and we all came from the same supreme consciousness. Will any one of us, means there are Mahatmas that they will tell, that is actually the thing. We think that the problems are very common and solving is very common. We are identifying with that. That's where the dwelling, we are mentally dwelling into that true intention of possibility of taking an action now. Unconsciously, we are thinking that we are dealing with the problems. We are not thinking that we are dealing with the situations. We are losing the sense of life that we are being. We are just the beings, okay? We are losing that sense. We are actually insane burden of 100 things that may or may not be dealing with, we are actually putting on us. We are focusing our attention on those problems instead of what we are. We are creating a problem, which means that we are creating a pain. So, problem creation is simply a choice. It's a choice. It is a simple decisions. No matter what happens, you are creating a pain. You are creating a problem. You have a choice not to create a problem and not to create a pain. Why I'm saying choice, until you truly fed up with the suffering, unless you have truly had enough, then only you will say, I don't want it. I don't want this kind of thing. Unless you have that kind of thing, because you can see in your life itself, at some point in life, you are into studies, career. At one point, you said, okay, enough is enough. Even if I earn $10,000 more, what will happen? Let it be. Why should I strive for more? Let me enjoy my job, whatever it is. You are not actually going after that. And in some time, you may be going into the parties, enjoying hard, that kind of thing. After a few years, you say that, oh, this is all bullshit. Nothing is there. You're just going and unnecessary time waste. And next day is also, it is getting affected. You'll stop it. So all these things, when you realize that these are of no use. Similarly, here also is saying, when thinking that it is a problem, it is no use. That should come from within. Beautiful. When you should come from, when it comes from within, you will get your inner peace. You will come out of that false human psyche of problem solving. So you are coming out of the problem solving, and then what are you doing? You are doing the situations dissolving. Whatever the situations, you are acting upon the situations and you are dissolving that situations. If you see that, right, actually the power of now, you can see the life and death emergency situation when it comes. I have read one person saying, you never know that you have an energy of lifting the car up. Do you feel that you have energy of lifting the car up? There is a situation where the friend or somebody in an accident, he was under the car. Okay. This lady lifted the entire car up. She with her shoulder, she lifted the car up and she saved that guy. So the lady, I remember that. So you never imagine that you have that much strength. Because you lived in that moment, you put all your energies in that moment, you feel that you can do it and you did it. At that moment, you didn't call for 911 because you don't have that much time. It's a true emergency. You didn't have that much time to do anything. You did it. So that much power you will have when you are living in that current moment. That's a true example that I have read in the NDE experiences when I'm learning. So in that lady is speaking about near-death experiences, right? So that much power will be having it. In true emergency comes, you will totally be in the present, current moment. For the problem in our case, in this current generation, in our generation at least, it's a bit better now. Moving on. Nobody is in the current moment. Everybody is somewhere. Even in the traffic, some scrolling up is going on. Okay, well, class, mind is some other place. I will record that class and listen later. So why later? This is the time that you have to read the You have to learn it. Learn that time. Later is only for the revision, right? So this kind of attitude, because when I go to high school, because I was in a ZP high school, so hardly the teachers are very less. Okay, whoever comes, we used to pay all attention, let them teach. Now, because every subject, every teacher is coming and they're also giving recordings after the post-COVID, they're also giving PPTs. Then these people, okay, even if I don't listen, I can listen later. Now I can scroll down. Is it that much urgent to scroll down? Is there anything? And if I see that sometime in the driving or when I'm in the passenger seat, if I see all the reels and all also, people are doing left and right the reels. Why they are doing those kind of reels? Because people are watching, isn't it? People are watching and they wanted to make money and they are doing it. They are doing it. So such a waste of time. They are pulling, yeah, if one or two humorous things are all there, that is fine. But there are so many mother-in-law, daughter-in-law jokes, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law jokes. These are all the things, right? It became like a serial. We feel that all the housewives are watching the TVs and they are wasting their time. You may be feeling, but what are you doing in the Instagram or the Facebook that you are seeing the reels? The same thing you're doing in a much more fashionable way. That's all, isn't it? At least they have that patience to see that half an hour or 45 minutes, ding, one dialogue, all the faces will be shown. They have that kind of patience. We don't have that patience. But in reel means some few minutes it has to be done. The patience is also lost, at least. So this is the kind of situation that we are. So if you are in this moment, you will not have all these things. At this moment, like I tell, a woman can have the strength to pull up the car itself, right? That you are feeling it is an ordinary, that is very courageous. No, you and me all have that kind of enough energy, enough strength to be there, to act in the, when you can act in emergency situations, you have that strength in everywhere. So you may say that whenever you hear that all the problems are illusions, you may feel that it is all bullshit, or it may be you are just threatening it. No. If you invest your time on false sense of yourself, you are investing your time on false sense. Why the people are, again, if you just go back and see a kind of a bit of analysis, right? Analysis of the people who are watching these things. One is either they don't have anything else to do it, productive things to do it. Okay. Second thing, they want to distract themselves. They themselves want to distract themselves from something else, so they are coming up. These are the two things that they are actually doing it. So which means that they want to lose that sense of that present moment and they want to go away somewhere. If in the present moment you don't have anything, how productively that you can do? You don't have anything. Go and run in the road. Your physical fitness will improve. How many of you are actually drinking proper 8 or 9 glasses of water every day? If I ask, people will say we don't have time. But you are getting a time for reels and all those things, isn't it? So just imagine ourselves, right? We forgot to live in that moment. If you are living, because recently I'm doing my master's in naturopathy. So if you are actually drinking that whatever the stipulated number of glasses of water in every day, you will not, 90% of the chances, according to the hydrotherapy, there's a hydrotherapy treatment, 90% of the chances that you will not fall in sick at all. Even if there are toxins were there in your body, because of that enough water that you are drinking, you will flush out all toxins. That kind of power, it has the water itself. But we don't want to drink. We will say that we don't have time for that. So like this, these are all the things that we are actually losing the staying in the present moment. These are all the problems that we are facing. Okay. Motivate yourself. Suppose if I say, if you don't drink the water every day, you'll get cancer. Then you'll start doing it. Because fear is motivating here. So why fear has to motivate? Not that everybody will get a problem. Not that everybody, one of a few of my friends, they will say, oh, That guy has some guy has died while doing the treadmill, so I don't do it. Is it really because doing the treadmill? He must have all the conditions which has not taken care or anything, right? So that condition, that heart attack or anything, it so happened that it came when he is on the treadmill. So he passed away. It is not that, so there are so many guys that we can show 99 examples that where those who are having a physical fitness, they are doing good. Isn't it? But only this 1% you will be able to, because you are conveniently making a choice. So that is what is happening. Always stay in power, stay in now, deal with the situations, then the present moment awareness whenever you are getting it, right? The time-bounded mind that you have, you will not have any problems. You stay centered, stay power of now. Next one is quantum leap in the evolution of consciousness. Quantum leap in the evolution of consciousness. I had a glimpse of the state of freedom from the mind and the time that you described. But past and future are so overwhelmingly strong that I cannot keep them out for a long. The question is being asked here. Okay, you are saying that this is all illusion. I'm able to keep my mind away from all these things like a time and this thing. But my future and past is so overwhelming that it is coming to me. The time-bound mode of consciousness is deeply embedded in human psyche. The time is deeply embedded, right? The time-boundedness was deeply embedded in human psyche. So the collective consciousness, everybody is thinking that time is so important. We have to do at the youth, you have to do this, because the collective consciousness is so working so well. The awakening of the consciousness from this dream matter form and the separation of that end of time, it takes a conscious effort. We are breaking the mind patterns that have dominated for the human life from the ages. So definitely it will take some time. Mind patterns have created unimaginable suffering in the vast scale. So I won't use the word evil, but this is that kind of evil that it is created. So it is more helpful to call it as unconscious insanity instead of calling. So we are living in the unconscious insanity. So how do we break? The breaking up of the old mode of consciousness or rather unconsciousness, do we have to do or will it happen anyway? I mean, change is inevitable, right? How it happen? That's a question. The question is again perspective. Whether it will happen anyway or you have to do it is a perspective. The doing the happening is the fact is a single process because
Prasanna, 5 minutes. Then we can.
Sure. Yeah. So here the doing will happen anyway. The doing will happen anyway. It means, suppose when I'm thinking of problems, at the age of 50 or 60, I'll say, I got fed up. I don't want to think of the problem. I just wanted to live one day at a time. That time you will get it. But instead, that awareness, if you can get it early, what will happen? You can live your life more happily. Isn't it? Because 50 and 60, when you don't have energy, you are coming up. That's not the thing. In that case, the kids will go away. Everybody will go away, right? Because you don't have a choice you are doing. So that instead of unconscious leap, do it a conscious leap. When you are doing a conscious leap, what will happen? You will feel that the joy of being. The joy of being. You feel very alert yourself. Your psychological time, you are not bringing it. You are not bringing it. You feel so light. You are only working towards your clock time. Okay. You are covering up. If you are bringing the psychological time, you are covering up the present moment. Remember that. If you are just living in the present moment, you are in the clock time. Life is perceived as a burden or a struggle when you are in the psychological time. When you are in the present moment, life, you feel joy, lightness, being. So it is sufficient if you honor the present moment, all unhappiness, struggle will dissolve. All will be dissolved. The life started flowing with the joy and ease. It is a very simple action. So we do be concerned, like Bhagavad Gita He says, right, do be concerned about the fruit of your action? No, you should not be concerned. Do your action. Bhagavad Gita says, do your action without attachment. Leave the fruit of your action. That is called karma yoga. So now also do, whenever you have to do it, do the compulsive striving now ceases. Whenever you are doing a compulsive doing, then now is ceasing. I have to do this, I have to do this, now is ceasing. I'm doing this very joyfully, then you are living in a joy moment. Like I gave an example, couple of examples before, right? The absence of the psychological time, your sense is derived from being, and you are living in the present moment. In that, you are just the consciousness. You are going with the consciousness. The last question in this chapter is that state of wholeness, would we still be able to or willing to pursue the external goals when you are in the present moment, in that consciousness? Are we going to do it still the goals, or I'm just going to leave? No, you are still going to leave, pursue your goals. You will not leave but you will leave unnecessary expectations. What is that unnecessary expectations, can I tell? So like whatever that you are doing, right, somebody has to recognize. Somebody has to give you an happiness. That will be gone. What will be there? I want to do it. I love to do it. I'm doing it. Whether there are 10 people are coming or 100 people are coming to this channel, it doesn't matter to me. I love to do this job. So I'm reading and I'm trying to explain. I'm deriving happiness out of it, out of the task that I'm doing. My happiness is not depending on how many people are attending the session, how many people are thanking me, or how many people are commenting on the session. This does not. When you are living in that present moment, that consciousness, your unnecessary expectations will be leaving. So your happiness will be permanent. You find that stillness in your happiness. You honor every moment. I honor my time because it's my time. I'm giving it to you. When I'm giving it to you, I need to give my 100%. When I give my 100% to you, I feel happy. Whether you feel happy or not, it doesn't matter to me. If you learn anything out of it and you say tomorrow, whenever our paths are crossed, oh, Prasanna garu, that day you said, living in the power of now, I lived it and I enjoyed it. If you say that, that's icing on the cake. Because I was already contented. Whatever I wanted to give, I already give. I'm so happy. If you come and so I feel so good about it. So that is the state of being that we should be. When we are in that state of being, you will be succeeded, because the power of now, whatever that I gave last time also example, right? When I heard how, even when I went to the 3 days, the other day, there is a one session like MMS to success. What I learned, right? Every moment, I just be there in that present moment, and I see everybody, right? Whoever I met there, everybody as if I met them first time. I did not bring all the judgments of them previously, because 2 years back in the line, I may not have the good experiences with them. But I have the intention that these 2 years being in this path, they must have changed. I also changed. You changed, I changed. When I'm seeing you as a fresh Lavanya every moment, then how I feel, whatever you say at that moment, I will take it. Not that what and all that you have done in the past, it will not bring. So there is no judgment. When there's no judgment, right, I am able to enjoy every moment very peacefully. I'm able to talk everybody very coolly, wholeheartedly. I can give a warm hug to them. I can give a warm smile to everyone that I come across. That's the power of now. Okay. I'll stop here. We crossed the chapter 3. Any questions now?
Thank you, Prasanna garu, for a wonderful session. Friends, if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand or you can put it into the chat, however you feel comfortable.
Yeah, thank you, Prasanna. Very good class.
Thank you, Rashni garu.
We just have to keep remind ourselves.
Yes.
Come back to the moment, be happy. Yeah.
No, whenever some situation happens, is it a problem? Is it a situation? Just think that way. When you see it is a problem, then you feel burdened. It is a situation, it will pass away, it will not stay longer. Then you just deal with it and go on, right? So
Yeah.
same thing. Remember when you are in the traffic, right? Do you feel it's a situation or a problem?
It's just a situation.
It's a situation, right? When you are there, so it may not repeat every time. Suppose if you observe the patterns, okay, like if I start at 5, I'm caught up in the traffic. I'm not reaching until 7. Then instead of let me start at 6 or 6:30, then also I'm reaching at 7 only to home. Then what you will do? So you are dealing that situation, but by just saying the patterns. Or if you want to go early, you will start at 4. Oh, then I have to be there 8 hours. Then you may go early in the office. So you'll accordingly, you deal the situation. If it is a problem, means if it is a problem, never-ending problem it is.
Yeah.
So think that as a problem, a situation, not as a problem.
Yeah. So Chandana has expressed her gratitude to you, and even
Thank you.
Lakshmi Sudhakar, Madam also, like, very good explanation, learned how to deal daily routine without any complaints. From MS, thank you, Prasanna garu, very insightful and present day. Doom scrolling and about thoughts to reschedule tasks later, not in the present. Very true about the insanity.
Is the time over, or do you have a couple of minutes, Prasanna?
Yeah, we have a couple of minutes. Go ahead with the question.
So I had this experience in a very small incident. Just a plastic box. I put some the moong dal for those, soaked it. By morning, all the water came out. It was all on the floor because there is a hole to that plastic thing. So how I took is, I took the rag and I just cleaned it. Oh, this is a good opportunity to do the yoga asanas, exercise. Just to, sit on the floor or, bring myself down and cleaning it. And that's, okay, the whole kitchen will be clean now. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, instead of this, that, I didn't spoil my moment.
Well, you are saying right. I remember when we are coming back from MS2, there is a storm at Raleigh and all our flights got delayed. Okay, we were all like Dallas people, me in New Jersey, and then Detroit. All the flights were stopped because after 5 o'clock, no flights came in, and no flights went out of that airport. So we were all struck. We were all sitting in one place. Yeah, somehow at midnight we all went, but there is a one lady, she couldn't go to Detroit and because her flight was totally cancelled. But when I met her the other day in another Zoom call, she's saying, okay, the flight is whatever happened. I get an opportunity to meet you all and spend time with you all. That is the kind of, kind of the insight that, because anyhow she has to spend. There's no choice for her, right? So when they're spending, how she took it, basically.
Yeah, it's how we take it.
Yeah, because otherwise I would not have got all of your time, that much time to spend with you all. So because airport, you can't do anything, right? Other than talking, you can't do anything. You are forced to talk with all the people around you. That's all. You can't sit and do meditation, or you can't do any other things. You can't do any other chores, right? So that's why she's feeling like, oh, I got an opportunity. Otherwise, in the conference, you never spend that much time with me because I was roaming around here and there and doing other tasks. Right? That's a kind of thing. See some opportunity. I really felt wondered because throughout night staying in airport is not a joke, right? It's not an easy task also. To 2 hours, 3 hours, you can be positive, but later you'll get frustrated. That to night time. But she was that positive. So that is the kind of thing that we all have to learn.
Yeah, in every situation there is something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you all for making me revising this book once again.
I have
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
question, please. Can you explain a little bit more about psychological time?
Psychological time, as I explained last session, if you were not there, you can revise that session, but still I can explain. Psychological time is the one that we are actually digging into the past or fearing about the future. Two things.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
being in the present moment, thinking something that, oh, that happened with that, this happened with them, this happened, that might happen, repeat the same thing in future. So this is the kind of psychologically we are digging the things. But one thing is, the other thing is clock time. We dissolve the whatever happened. We only take the lesson. Like traffic example, if I take it, right? Yesterday I was there in the traffic for 2 hours. I got frustrated. I was so hungry. I need to do this. I went late to the pickup of my daughter at the daycare, and I had to pay the fine. This is all happened past, or today also it might happen the same thing. That's a psychological time. Okay, dissolve the past. If I start at 5, I could be held up in the traffic and I may get late. Learn the lesson from it. So a 5 is not the right time. Either I have to start a bit early to catch up, or I have to make an alternative arrangement to pick up my kid. Do that in the current time and act accordingly. That is the clock time. So you are not dwelling into the past and you are not fearing about the future. You are taking the lesson and living in the present moment.
Okay. Thank you so much.
But if you want last lesson, I refer you to go and replay the session, because entire session I talked only on that concept of psychological time versus clock time.
Okay. Because we were in Brisbane and I couldn't finish the whole session.
Yeah. I think section 6, I think, right, Lavanya? Last class.
Okay.
Yeah, section 6.
Thank you.
Prasanna, is boredom also a part of not being in the present moment? Does it also fall under that?
So you don't know what to do. That's a boredom, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what to do is a boredom.
And also, sometimes I feel that because sometimes even I don't like doing anything. Not even reading, not even doing meditation, or not even doing anything.
You may not be able to like to do anything, but stay there in that moment. Stay grounded. You may not like to do anything. It's okay not to do anything. It's okay at times. It's okay not to do anything and just stay calm, just to lay down in your sofa or take rest. That's absolutely fine. But don't think that you are wasting your time.
But it's repeating. If it is not only for one day, if it keeps repeating, then
then you have to think about what is that problem? Am I actually physically? Is there any problem with me? Am I become lethargic as my suppose? If you are all ladies, is that my cycle is coming up? Is it kicking me? The hormones? Is there anything is happening like that? You need to start analyzing it. If it is repeating, right? So sometimes you feel so depressive thoughts for every small thing. You feel like crying. It's not that, it is all hormonal things, right? So if it is happening, then you cannot. Then you need to work on that kind of hormones or that kind of things. You need to try to release happy hormones. First thing, and just to go and spend in nature for half an hour in the morning, either in walk or just whatever you do it. Spend nature half an hour, get that energy. Your your day will be good. Of late, the moment I don't go in the nature in the morning, maybe weekend or something like that, because Texas, the heat is so much, we cannot go if it is beyond 8 or 8:30. That time I feel that kind of not having that energy. The energy is not coming from eating. Just go out and get that nature. Observe, mindful walk, not just walk. Mindful walk. Do that. Even if you are boredom, even if you are not able to do anything, do that. Do some pranayama while you are doing. Just take a deep breath and do it. You will find that energy. You will find the clarity of thought.
Thank you. Any other questions, masters? I think we are good, Prasanna garu.
See you all next Saturday.
Yeah, thank you, masters.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Prasanna. Thank you.